Hey guys, this is Max Steinberg, and welcome to another edition of the Lineup Lab. Today I'm going to talk about some really under-the-radar plays that I've located so far this week. And now, it's early in the week, so these aren't set in stone. But these are some guys that I think are going to really run it under the radar and could actually be really solid plays. So I'm just going to get right into them. So the first play I'm going to talk about is Jeremy Hill. Now, he's going to be a guy who's probably going to have 1 or 2% ownership. He had a really bad game last game against the Steelers, and although he has a good matchup against the 49ers, he's just not getting that many snaps and isn't someone who had the type of season that we were all so happy about last season. So I don't think he's on many people's radars, but I think that he's going to benefit a lot from Tyler Eifert and Andy Dalton being out. I think the Bengals probably go way more run heavy in the red zone in this game, and Hill is their red zone runner. And so I think this is actually a better play on FanDuel where, if he gets 2 touchdowns, that basically makes him go way over value, as opposed to DraftKings where you have to catch some passes and get some yards, and getting the bonus is very helpful. But you play him on FanDuel, he'll probably get less than 2% on ownership, and if he gets those 2 TDs, which I actually think is a possibility and isn't that far out of the question, then you have a guy who's really exceeded value and could be the top running back of the week. So I think he'll fly way under the radar, and he's a possibility to throw in a couple lineups and not just totally ignore. And actually on that same team, I think a sort of under the radar stack is using AJ McCarron. And again, this is probably a better FanDuel play than DraftKings play, just because McCarron's price is not that good on DraftKings. But AJ McCarron, he played pretty well against the Steelers. And what I like about this is you just know who you're going to pair him with. You're going to pair him with AJ Green. And if McCarron's successful, Green's going to be successful. And it actually seems like a pretty solid stack. And so if you really don't believe in my Jeremy Hill logic, you kind of have to believe in this, because San Francisco is not a very good D. And I think the stack could pay off. Probably isn't going to be on that much. And I think AJ Green's ownership especially is probably going to be a little too low, because I just don't think there's going to be a huge drop-off here, and I actually think he benefits a lot from Tyler Eifert being out. So that's another one I like. And then I'm going to go with a real under-the-radar stack, and again, I think this probably works on FanDuel a little better, but I'm going to go with Teddy Bridgewater and Stephon Diggs as a stack. So obviously, Diggs did absolutely nothing last week and also didn't really do anything against Seattle, but he had an absolutely brutal matchup against both these teams, going against 2 top cornerbacks. And if you look at snap counts, Diggs still is the number 1 wide receiver getting snaps, and he was targeted quite a bit in these games. And we know that Diggs is actually capable of some pretty good performances, as he did, earlier in the torrid week 6, week 7, week 8 span where he topped 20 fantasy points each time. So he obviously has some upside. And, sportsbooks have the Vikings scoring, 24 points. Might have even raised, actually. Could be higher. So, Bridgewater could get 2 or 3 touchdowns. And I think it's just going to be a really, really under-owned stack. Especially with Diggs' price so good. So I think they're going to really fly under the radar. And again, as I said with all these picks, these are guys that you don't over-own, but I think they should be owned in some of your GPP lineups, and I think they could really help you win the Millionaire Maker Championship this week. So hope you like this video. As always, please like if you like, subscribe to Daily Fantasy Winners, and look out for more video content later in the week. Thanks, guys.